Hello friends, today we are going to discuss how will you be able to transform a bad day to a good day. See, we all have bad days in our lives, and we have worse days in our lives, and we have those horrible days which we can think that we will never get out of it. But I'm sure you have come to several moments in your life where you think you are so stuck you cannot get out of it. Yes, yes, that's happened to me as well, and that's happened not one time, that's happened innumerable times with me, and I'm sure it's happened to you as well. Because we all have our share in this world of experiencing the bad. Now, how to turn the bad into good? Not every one of us can do that. It's easier for anybody to take a shortcut and do whatever nasty things they can do in order to get out of a situation which is not pleasant to oneself. So it is a choice that you make all the time. You make a choice of turning the bad events of your life to something more valuable and something more precious, which helps you as a human to grow and to evolve. See, those people who take up those shortcuts, by doing all the nasty things, by saying something very hurtful, by doing something very hurtful, by being so mean. All this thing is very easy. But what happens after that? You indirectly collect some amount of bad impressions within you. Because you will go off to sleep by doing something nasty to somebody, but what will happen? Will you be able to sleep? No, your mind will tell you that you have done something very, very unpleasant to someone. You have said something very unpleasant to someone. Okay, sometimes we are also caught up in a situation where we really want to reach out, we really want to do things for the people we really care for, and even if we don't care for anybody, for instance, a beggar crosses the street and comes to you and asks you for some money. When you see him in that downtrodden existence, you don't feel good about him, do you? That is what makes us human. This is what makes us human. We cannot see somebody in a situation which is so poor that we don't feel sorry for it, that we can help. And for instance, if that beggar comes to you and you become mean to him, and not do anything which helps him, what does it feel like? Do you remember any of these moments? You will definitely be told by your mind that you could help, but you didn't. There are some times where we really have a situation where we really can help somebody, but somehow we feel handcuffed. We feel we are not able to help them. Why? Because it goes beyond our capacity to help. It's not in our capacity to help them. And that's okay, that's understandable. But still, your mind will always remind you of this position and you will feel bad about it. So we encounter all the bad things in our lives in different ways. We all go through that, but how you go through is more important, and how you make the bad turn into good and something more valuable is what I'm going to discuss with you. Okay, so the first way you can tackle a bad event or a bad situation or a bad day to turn into a good day for you is the first perspective, which is uh, you can shift your perspective. Okay, so now everything which happens to you or me or anybody else, basically any reaction which you take is a sort of a perspective. Okay, for instance, you are on the Facebook or you are on some chat medium and somebody said something very nasty to you. Okay, but if you have the option, you can see it in two perspectives. You can either choose not to reply or not to react, or you can also choose not to say anything so mean as nasty as that person has said, and still reply to him and probably get your perspective across. So in case suppose you have had a day where maybe some event happened, like you hit your car against some other vehicle. Okay, you got a small scratch. Okay, or it could also be that you lost a deal on your sales call or sales meeting, or it could also be that something or somebody or some friend of yours let you down by not turning up and not doing the things which were expected that person to do. Okay, so all these various situations happen and it made you feel bad during that time. But you see, if you shift your perspective into something which is like this, well, I would offer recall this phrase which I kept in mind. If it doesn't matter to you in 5 years, it shouldn't matter to you for the next 5 minutes. Yes, it's a very powerful phrase. If something doesn't matter to you in 5 years from now, it shouldn't be wasting your time for another 5 minutes. Okay, so when you shift your perspective, for instance, somebody let you down. Okay, is that somebody so important to you that you can't forget it and you let it affect you for the whole day and feel bad about it? If that person is very important to you, you will find a way to find some middle path and solve it, right? If it's not so important, it's better to ignore. See how you shift your perspective and how you shift your situation. So I would say first thing is to shift your perspective. Now let's go on to the second point, which is ask yourself, what is the opportunity here? What is it that I'm supposed to understand or learn? Okay, see, we all have different life experiences. Okay, and whatever we are supposed to get across through any of our experience or events or happenings in our life is totally different, but we're all experiencing the same things in different ways. For instance, you had a family member or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your spouse or your colleague. Okay, you had a fight with them. For some reason you did, right? You had a disagreement. You had a very bad fight. Okay, but then you have to understand at one point, what is the opportunity here? What is it that I'm supposed to learn from this? Why did this fight happen? And go inwards, turn inwards and see what was the reason. And if the reason is strong enough, again, you will find a way out to it. Instead of sulking, instead of being disappointed, instead of being hurt, you will definitely find your way through it instead of holding it with you, within you for a long time and repeating those situations in your mind again and again as to why this thing happened. Okay? If you question yourself, what is it that it's trying to teach me? That is when you will see how quickly you will make that bad moment into a good one. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the point number 3, which is just get yourself going. Okay, just move, just do something which excites you. Okay, you really had a bad day, you're feeling very let down, you're feeling very hurt, you feel like crying, you feel so disappointed. What do? You just make yourself move, all right? How? You could just take a walk or maybe a jog or do an exercise or just simply do some skipping, some jumping, okay? Just move, okay? What happens is when you exercise, when you jog, when you move, you sweat, okay? And you sweat and you release the cortisol, which is your fear factor in your body. All right, your fear factor, your factors which lead you to depression. This will change your entire energy just by doing some moving exercises, something very fast, very quick. Maybe you can go cycling, or you could just go to the gym, or you could just probably jump in your room. Just do some skipping. All this will enhance your dopamine, which is your inspiration neurotransmitter. It increases inspiration within you. It also facilitates your serotonin, which is your pleasure neurotransmitter, which helps you build up the feel good factor in your chemical system within your body. So this is another quick way you can apply to get over your bad day. And next is journaling. I would advise you to write down things which you're not happy about, which you're feeling disappointed, you're feeling very let down. Because what happens is when you repress your feeling, you're just holding it within you. You tend to, just hold it back, and it just keeps on churning. A lot of resentment, a lot of fears, a lot of sadness, which causes you depression. So don't let that happen to you. Just write down on a piece of paper, just pour your feelings out, how you felt, even if it has to be feeling the nastiest feeling, or even if it has to feel the very saddest of all feeling, okay? Just write it down on a piece of paper and just pour it into the piece of paper how it all made you feel. What that does is it releases the burden, the heaviness that an event which is unpleasant and that has occurred in your life just move away from you within the heart, because everything you go through is a feeling. All right, the pleasantness is a feeling, the unpleasantness is also a feeling. So how do you move into pleasantness after an unpleasant situation? One way is journaling. And this has worked wonders for me. I'm sure it will work wonders for you. Just try it one of the days where you're not feeling good about yourself or anything which is disturbing you. Just write down a few lines how you totally feel about it. and see the release happening. And last but not the least is think about yourself on planet Earth. How big and huge this planet is, and even more huge is the universe. And what are you in terms of the planet and the universe? You're not even a particle of dust. Okay, there is a big, huge world with a lot of problems going on, but the world is still moving. And you also have to move. You also have to let go, not hold back, just keep moving. And just think of how beautiful this world is. Just have a look outside your window, see the flowers blossom, see the butterflies floating, see the clouds floating. And this will make you realize how small your problem is. I know the problems that you face are very, very unique to you. And we all face the same sort of disappointment, the same sort of sadness, the same sort of heavy feelings. But we all react in a different way. And sometimes we get so stuck with it that we don't know how to get out of it. And these 5 tips, I must say you must implement because it works wonders. Just try and see. And I hope this video was very, very informative to you. And if you really like it, you just hit the like button and share it with your friends and family whom you think really need this. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you are notified the next time I upload a video. So that's all for me. See you soon. See you soon in my next video.